from the soul with it. Yeah.
I was listening to ESPN LA radio, Mason and Ireland, John Ireland and Steve Mason, and they were taking fan questions from Twitter, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not too sure, but it was some guy by the name of Christian on the show asking these questions. But Mason and Ireland was asked, assuming that there is no guarantee that the Lakers will get Kawhi in a free agency, how many of the young core guys would you be willing to give up for Anthony Davis this season? So John Ireland responded by saying, Anthony Davis is an absolute monster. Steve Mason then said, there is no other player like Anthony Davis. So to the guy Christian's question of how many of the young core would they trade for Anthony Davis, John Ireland stated the over and under would be 2.5 members of the core. He would still be on the phone for 2.5, but doesn't know about 3. But then Steve Mason jumped in and said, come on, it's Anthony Davis. John Ireland asked Steve Mason, so theoretically, that's Ingram, Kuzma, and Lonzo for AD. They stated that those were the hardest 3 to give up, including Josh Hart, because they could turn into superstars. Steve Mason then asked if he could do it without Ingram, and John Ireland said no. So John Ireland stated that with Anthony Davis and trading Ingram, Kuzma, and Lonzo, that he would be left with, that the Lakers would be left with Anthony Davis, LeBron, Josh Hart, Rajon Rondo, and KCP. So Steve Mason responded by saying, I'm sorry, but with Anthony Davis, I think we will have a chance to beat the Golden State Warriors this year. They were also speaking about how Anthony Davis is supposed to be the guy who will take over the sport very soon once LeBron James leaves, and he could potentially be the face when LeBron James retires. If you guys would like to listen to the full audio, feel free to go to ESPN LA radio and go listen to the full audio. Of course, I will give my opinion. I just think Anthony Davis has 2 or 3 more years left on his contract. So if the Lakers were to make a trade for someone like Anthony Davis, it may be the perfect fit, you know. And I think if you're going to go all out, then Anthony Davis would be the type of player that you go all out for. I was surprised that Jimmy Butler requested a trade. I think you will need just a little more than Anthony Davis to defeat the Golden State Warriors, especially with how stacked that Warriors team is. And I don't think you necessarily need other superstars to defeat a Golden State Warriors team, but it takes a different type of mentality to defeat that Golden State Warriors team. With LeBron James and AD together, that will set the entire NBA on fire. It would be hard for me to let go of Kyle Kuzma. I think if you had someone like Kuzma coming off the bench to an Anthony Davis, it will allow Anthony Davis time to rest because he does have injuries often. But I think keeping Kuzma and Hart, if possible, allows you the opportunity to be great from top to bottom. But you guys let me know. Get in that comment box. Would y'all trade Ingram, Kuzma, or Alonzo for AD? Get in that comment box. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.